Hey there, Hastings. Welcome to today's Explainer, bringing you the latest update published by HastingsNow.com for Monday, June 29th, 2026. We've actually got some really fascinating local and national history lined up for you later on, but first things first, we have some urgent weather alerts today that absolutely require everyone's immediate attention.
Okay, let's dive into this. If you were wondering when the real heavy-duty heat was going to arrive, well, Minnesota summer has officially entered the chat. Today is bringing some seriously sweltering heat to Hastings. This is the kind of Monday where taking a nice long stroll down by Levy Park sounds, incredibly lovely in theory. But the intense reality of today's conditions means that shade, water, and air conditioning absolutely must take top billing.
Now, what's really vital to understand today is this staggering number right here, 109 degrees Fahrenheit. While the actual high temperature is hovering near 96 degrees, the suffocating humidity means the heat index values may climb as high as 109 degrees. Because of this extreme temperature spike, the National Weather Service has officially put an extreme heat warning into effect for Hastings, stretching all the way from 9 a.m. this morning until midnight tonight.
So, let's look at the sweltering Hastings forecast.
Notice how the conditions really build across the day. The daytime forecast brings sunny, hot, and super humid conditions, with a high near 96 and wind gusts kicking up to about 30 miles per hour. But looking ahead to tonight, the temperature drops down to 74, and we introduce a 50% chance of showers and thunderstorms. So if you have any evening plans, definitely keep an eye on the sky and keep checking your local radar.
All right, moving on to staying safe and cool.
Here is your practical survival guide for the day. First up, hydrate. And the guidance specifically notes you need a real water bottle you actually drink out of, not just one you carry around heroically. Second, if you've got downtown errands, do them early in the morning. Third, seek out AC and shade literally whenever possible. And most importantly, please check on your neighbors, your pets, and older relatives. I really cannot emphasize this enough. By this afternoon, it is absolutely not the day for heavy outdoor work, long exposed walks, or leaving anyone, whether that's people or pets, waiting in a parked car. No way. Let's keep our community safe today.
Before we pivot over to some history, I think we all need a quick palate cleanser to deal with these temperatures. Hastings Now provided this fantastic little weather joke. Monday is so hot in Hastings, even the Mississippi River might ask Levy Park if it can sit in the shade for a minute. I love that. It is the perfect, lighthearted transition to get us out of the intense heat warnings and into our fun, indoor-friendly history segment.
Which brings us to our next section. On this date, a little time capsule.
Today we're going to cover the 1852 death of Henry Clay, some 1953 Hollywood handprints, and the 1959 opening of the St. Lawrence Seaway. Let's jump right in.
Starting way back on June 29, 1852, we mark the death of Henry Clay in Washington, D.C. Now, if you love American history, you know that Clay was a towering figure. Known as the Great Compromiser, he was a massive U.S. statesman. His extensive work and political maneuvering helped shape the absolute most critical national debates in the decades right before the Civil War. Jumping exactly 101 years forward to June 29, 1953, we have an incredibly fun Minnesota connection. Bemidji native Jane Russell, along with the iconic Marilyn Monroe, left their handprints at Grauman's Chinese Theater. The two massive stars were fresh off the huge success of their hit movie Gentlemen Prefer Blondes when they cemented themselves, quite literally by the way, into one of Hollywood's most famous and enduring sidewalk traditions. It's always so cool to see a Minnesotan leaving a permanent mark on Hollywood history. Finally, on this date in 1959, President Dwight D. Eisenhower and Queen Elizabeth II officially opened the St. Lawrence Seaway in Montreal. So why does this matter to us here in Minnesota? Well, this massive new route directly connected the Great Lakes to the Atlantic Ocean, which essentially helped transform Duluth and other lake cities into international ports. It is an amazing waterway story that feels right at home for those of us living in a historic Mississippi river town like Hastings.
Which brings us to our final thought for today. Will you brave the potential storms tonight, or stay indoors reading up on Hastings history? Whatever you choose, remember that weather can change in an absolute instant. If this explainer helped you prepare for the day, please share it with a neighbor. And be sure to subscribe to HastingsNow.com for more updates. Stay cool, Hastings, and thanks so much for exploring with me.